try to cover as much as possible today, but again, yeah, we have half an hour more. Data management, which is managing data. Okay. So this is the classic topic previously. Now just small tick on the topics, the same concept. They put like a import wizard, data loader, data.com. Data.com, they removed it basically. Mass transfer, backing up data, mass delete and recycle bin. The same topic previously like this. Okay, so let's focus on the managing data. So mainly this module will include how we will transfer the data from external system into a Salesforce or Salesforce to external systems. Basically exchanging the data between two systems. Okay, this is one of the important topic. Again, it's easy, not that much complicated, it's easy. Okay, how do we do that? So import, export, and mass transfers, bulk backing up the data and deleting the data. And yeah, what are the ways like, yeah, how we can manage the data within a Salesforce. Okay, so let's start with the import operations. So we have a list of tools basically. So to achieve the data management, we do have a list of tools. So the first tool is import wizard, which is available within Salesforce itself. Within the import wizard, we have a two level of import wizard: user level, administrator level. User level, as a users, you can perform only account and contact object to insert a data, not any other objects. For administrator level, yes, lead, account, contact, campaign member, solutions, and all custom objects. So these are all the objects as an administrator can perform using the import wizard. So in order to use the import wizard, no need to install any software. It's natively available within Salesforce, and there are some limitations. We'll go through that detail later. The other tool is data loader, which is again provided by Salesforce, but for this installation is required. You need to have installations. You have to install it some software locally. And dataloader.io, it's a cloud-based applications. It's again MuleSoft, provided by MuleSoft, one of the Salesforce company. Free versions and paid versions available. These are all free, but here free and paid versions. Free versions, there are some limitation. Paid versions, again, depends on the payment, how you are paying, there is a limitation on that. And the next one is Workbench, which is again cloud-based free tool. You can perform the import operation using Workbench as well. We'll go through that. And Excel connector. Again, it's a native Salesforce provided by Salesforce. You may need to install some software on the Windows machine. This is applicable only on Windows, not like a Mac. Again, it's a free. And there are also like some limitations. And third-party tools, either cloud-based or on-premise based. There are plenty of tools: Jitterbit, Cast Iron, Informatica, Skyvia, Dell Boomi, and this one I will say seventh one basically. It's not a third-party tool; it's a Salesforce tool offered by not only this list, maybe this list go more. So we can use any tools to migrate the data from any third-party tool to migrate the data from external system into Salesforce. But for our sessions, I'm going to give you like the complete overview about the Jitterbit Salesforce data loader. Jitterbit Salesforce data loader. Cloud data loader.
Cloud data loader.
Yeah, there are two versions available in that. So Jitterbit Studio is different, which is highest version, which is the paid version. That is $1,000 per user per month. The Jitterbit Studio, because they will give you a lot of features within that. But we are going to use the free version. Free version itself, it's fair enough. We can use like, there is no limit on that. There are a lot many features there in the free version of Jitterbit itself. Let's go ahead with I'm going to give you like a free version of Jitterbit only, the training. but not other thing. These are all not admin topic. You won't get any exam questions. These are all just for your experience purpose, like I am giving you. Same way, Castine and Informatica, it's available in the App Exchange. If you guys are interested, just plug in and then play around with that. Skyvia also one of the tool which is provided by third-party company. You can integrate like it from third-party system to Salesforce. Same way, Delboomi. Delboomi also, like again, it's third-party company. Like yeah, they are giving like a tool. It's a paid tool basically. Okay, any questions? So are we clear on the overview high level? So these are all the tools, and the final one is CLI, command line interface, which is like I think this is we need like a dev time. So basically, it's a not admin, it's a dev topic.
I have a question, Sampath. You spoke about account and lead objects, right? So what about custom objects? Can we
on the user level? Yeah, the user level you cannot perform the custom as a users. You cannot load the data into a custom objects. But as an admin, yes, you can load the data into a custom object, all custom objects.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go through that in detail. No worries.
Yeah.
So these are all the high-level tools. Mainly here we are going to concentrate import wizard, data loader.io, workbench, Excel connector. Within third party, I'm going to cover you only one because we don't have much time to cover everything. Like again, I cannot go for in detail everything. I will cover only the Jitterbit. And the CLI, if you guys are interested, we can go through it. But again, we need a, like a dev time. If I start doing the coding, definitely like yeah, it's not a coding, but basically it's a bash script. So we have to write the bash script and bat file. Basically, we have to convert as a bat file, and then we have to do SQL queries, other stuff. But yeah, I don't want to give you like this also. Basically, this is a dev tool. But here, like I'm going to cover you the Jitterbit, which is free versions, and remaining all topic I will cover you. Okay. So is that clear? Let's focus on the import wizard now. Within the import wizard, we have two levels: user level and administrator level. On the user level import wizard, as a users, you can import account and contact. That's it. You cannot import any other object. Again, these two objects you can import in a single operations. The advantages is very easy to use. Just a single operation, you can import account and contact, and maximum you can import 500 record, not more than that. You can perform only 500 record as a users. And only account and custom objects, no only account and contact object, no custom objects, and it won't give you success and error files. Like it will give you the file log file, but it won't give you like the detailed informations. Yeah. Now let's see like the user level import wizard, and same way administrator level import wizard, you can do lead, account, contact, solutions, campaign member, all custom objects. And here again, it's a free tool, easy to use, and native applications, and maximum as an administrator can perform 50,000 record at a time. Per transaction, 50,000 record. Okay, so we'll go through it. Now, in order to access the import wizard, go to Salesforce. So on the your name, in the username, click on setting. Under the settings, you can see import, and click on the import wizard. Yeah, so these are all my previous history. Now let me launch import wizard. So here, now I am the administrator. I logged as administrator. I can see account, contact, lead, solutions, campaign member, and the custom objects. I can see all the custom objects. Now, Bhaskar, if you logged as Bhaskar, can you log in and share your screen, Bhaskar, if you don't mind?
1 second.
Just log in and share your screen, and then yeah, show me your share your screen. And for any users, you will see like how you can see the informations.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Yeah. Just 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, after I will take.
Are you able to see my screen?
It's loading. Yeah. Now click on your name.
Yeah.
Settings. Settings.
This one. Okay. Yeah.
And then import. Yeah. And okay, launch import wizard.
Yeah.
Now you don't see any information, I believe, because you are not a Salesforce user. Yeah, you can see it because you are Salesforce CRM manager licenses. Okay, click on the account under contact. You will see only account under contact. You can see it, and click on the custom object. The tab, custom object tab. No. Here itself, there is a standard.
Yeah.
You don't have sufficient
permissions to import custom objects.
Exactly. So you won't get a permission to import it, but a standard object, you can see only account under contact. And you can insert your data. Okay, I will share my screen now. We are going to perform these operations. So let me share my screen. So
okay,
I will share mine. Yep. Thanks, Bhaskar. Yeah. So you'll see here. Now for standard object, if I click account under contact, and what operation you are going to perform, add a new or update existing, or add a new and update existing. Add a new means it will create a new record. Updating existing means it will update only existing record. Add a new and update existing means based on the matches. So based on the match, if the name is matches in the existing record, it will go and update. Let's say if matches by contact, if the email is matches, it will go and update. If it's not match, it will create a new. Basically, it will do both operations here. Okay. Now, before that, I will go and create a CSV files. Let me create a CSV files.
Is there a restriction on the number of columns? Like we have
no,
number of records?
For any number, no, maximum 500, right? Not more than that.
500 columns and 50,000 records.
Yeah. For user level, 500 records and column also 500. So yeah. So what I will do here, first name, last name, email, company, mobile, address, city, or just address, that's enough. I don't want to go for more. Our website, I will say. Okay. Address. Now, import wizard. I'm going to put a first name as import wizard. Okay. So, is it the import wizard one? Okay, last name also I'm going to take like import wizard, email. I will take import wizard. Coordinate this text. Company name again, I will put import wizard one like that. Mobile number, and just I will populate address number 25, something like number 95. Just I'll put this for all. Okay, now I'm going to save this file as CSV. Save as. I'm going to save on the desktop, or let me create one folder on the downloads, which is new folder. Let's say sales, or just okay, I think like let it be. I will delete it later. You need to look for comma separated values. Okay. So here I will say account and contact. Account and contact. I'm going to import in both objects. So account and contact, CSV files, save. I'm saving on the downloads. That's it. Now close it. Okay. Now what operation you are going to perform? You are going to add our new and update existing records based on the email field. Okay. Our name and site field. I will go ahead with the new record otherwise. Yeah, no matches. CSV. Choose the file. The one which we created now. Yeah, I chosen the file. Click next. So here it will map. First name get mapped automatically, last name get mapped automatically, email get mapped automatically. Company is not get mapped. What I'm going to map? I'm going to map into the account name. So here, like the bottom screen is not coming up. I think like that's a browser issue. So yeah, I'm going to minimize it a little bit. Oh my goodness, what happened? Yeah. So map. I just mapped into a, and same way address. Address I'm going to map it with billing state. Same way mailing state. Account billing state, contact mailing state. I'm mapping it. Okay. So this field mapped into two fields. You'll see here. The single field mapped into two fields on account as well as contact. So once if we mapped all the fields, click next. Mapped fields, and this is a values start import. So click OK, then you can see the results. How many record processed and record fails, and you can see the result. But again, it's not like a full-fledged result. Now let's go back to Salesforce on the account object. So sales, I will select account, new this week. You'll see here, import 1, import 10, import 2, import 3, like all the records. Now if I look for import 1, there is a one contact and with all the details, whatever we put it. Yeah, and also you will get an email, the success email basically. So here, this is the result, you will get it. So account created, contact created, and the details like it will come. The job detail, if you want to see it, they give a link also. Okay, but it won't give you like a specific informations. Like if now I want to see like all the 10 contact ID, again you have to do export operations. Like it will give a clear info. Is that clear on the import wizard? Okay, so again here this is a bulk data load jobs. Here you can see all the jobs basically. So there is a data load jobs. So here bulk data load jobs. Under the jobs, bulk data load jobs, you can see all the jobs, how many operation we performed and when it's performed, everything. This is on a different session, I think. Okay, so that's all for the import wizard. So the advantages and the disadvantages is, as we gone through, it's easy to use, very simple, and no need to install any other third-party plugin, and no need to install any software. And here you can perform only account and contact. But if it's a customer, if it's a administrator level, you can insert into all custom object as well. So employee object or customer objects, or like you can do lot many. Okay, so let's focus on the next one, which is data loader. So for data loader, I think like I will ask you guys to try with this because it's a very important concept. Like most of the time we use data loader in order to perform the large volume updates. So in data loader will help you to migrate lots of records, like I would say millions of lakhs of records basically. Depends on the Excel sheet. So the Excel sheet support for how many records, like yeah, you can import that. So in order to go through the data loader, you need to install the data loader on your system. If you are using a Mac or a Windows, click on this link. So here current version is 50. But if you are using the current versions, it will give you the command line interface first, and then it will give you the screen. but I don't recommend that. And the installation procedure is like too heavy in this for latest versions, but I don't want to recommend that. That's why I recommended like a go through the version 44 or 45. Yeah, I think version 44 is the good options. Yeah, here in order to install it, you need to install Zulu OpenJDK, which is JDK software, but we don't want to go through it. So, but if you go for a version 44, you no need to do it. Very simple. Okay, just download this software. I already installed it, so I will show it to you. But again, the current version of Mac, I'm getting some issues for even the DMG file. I tried installing this, but I'm getting an issue. The screen is not giving like in the Mac, but Windows, it's working very, very nicely without any issues if you have a Java installed on your systems. So just install the JDK latest versions and simply download this and install it. Okay, so let me show you like one of my Windows systems, but this is like a Mac. Mac is not working actually, basically the data loader. I installed it, but it's not working. So where is the data loader one? Maybe I installed it because of that. Okay, so I have it like on my Windows machine. So I will show you. Just give me a second. Okay, I am logging into Windows machine. Okay, so here I have installed the data loader. So once if you install it, you will see this app. Okay, so I have installed the 44 versions. It's very easy. But if you install the 50 version, what will it do? It will open the command panel first, command line first, and then it will open the screen. So again, the installation procedure is different for version 50. But if it's a version 44, it's easy. So yeah. Okay. So in data loader, we can perform these are all the operations. Insert, update, upset, delete, or delete, export, export all.
So through the wizard, we cannot update, right? We can only insert.
Yeah, update again. They give you options, right? Like a new or update. There is options like in wizard also. What I will do, I will create a new folder over here. It's coming from my desktop. Okay, I will create a one folder here to perform it. I think like just a log. I will create it. New folder, which is log. Salesforce. Inside the Salesforce, we can play around with it. Or rename SF data log, SF log. I don't know why I clicked on Microsoft Team, but it's loading. Just give me a minute. I'm going to close this. Quiet. Okay. So after installing the data loader, so once if you open it, the system will ask you to create a shortcut on the desktop. You can create it. So the first thing I am going to explain you on the settings. See here, do you want to hide the welcome screens like this? The welcome screen, no need. Don't hide that. And batch size. How many record it will take? 200 record. If it's a bulk API, we'll see. If you perform using bulk API, the default size is 2000 record. If you perform using bulk API, then the other steps you can manage it. So do you want to insert a null value? Do you want to enable the assignment rule? This is the assignment rule only for standard lead objects or case objects. Then server host, either login or test. Then comparison checks. So compressions, like you want to enable the compressions. And these are all like additional character limit, like a timeouts and a query size maximum 500 always. Read all CSV file with a UAT encoding format, write into a UTF encoding format, and the date format, European format. So these are all additional features Salesforce offering. And here, like if you are using any proxy, you can set up the proxy values.
And date format, can I modify it if I in need of US?
Yeah, so DDMMYY. So you can by default it will take MMDDYY. But in Salesforce also, if you change the time zone, it will modify accordingly. Depends on the time zone, the date format will change. There is a local settings.
Can I do it here or do it in my laptop settings?
Laptop settings, so that like it will give you like a in the Excel sheet, it will convert that values and then it will take accordingly.
Okay, thank you.
So in Salesforce, if you want to change it, there is a place called local settings on the company profile, local settings, language settings, local settings, where you can go and change the locals, then it will change accordingly the date format.
Okay.
Okay. Now insert means what? In order to insert a new record in Salesforce. Update means in order to update the existing record in Salesforce. To update the record, you need to have a Salesforce record ID. Let me show you the record ID. So now if I open it, so this is the record ID. So if you are using the update operation, you need to know this ID, then only you can update the record. Okay. So upset means you can update and also you can insert. Both operation can be performed in the upset operations. So in order to update here, you can use the external ID. So like a email, once if you define a field, the external ID field, you can use that field to update the record using these operations. If the external ID is matches, it will update. If it's not matches, it will create. Delete means in order to delete the record in Salesforce. Hard delete, permanently delete. Here, if you delete it, it will store in the recycle bin. If you use hard delete, it won't store in the recycle bin. Export, export the data from Salesforce. Export all, it will export from the object and also it will include from the recycle bin. So now let's say if you are exporting employee, it will export from the object, and also if there are any employee deleted record is there in the recycle bin, it will export that as well. Yeah, what is the difference between export and export all? Export means it will export only the employee object, but export all means it will export on the employee object and also from the recycle bin related to employee records, it will export. Because recycle bin contain like all the object data, right? So maybe you deleted from account, you deleted from contact, you deleted from employee, you deleted from customers. Now, if it start exporting the export all options, if you are exporting the customer object, it will export from the customer object and also it will export from the recycle bin associated customer object. Okay. So now let's do the export operation. And you can use OAuth or password authentications. So I'm going to use OAuth. So production or sandbox. So I will use productions. And you have to log into the productions. So which is, I think SF enter. I will take the name. Just give me a minute. But you guys please take a practice. So, what is the username and area? Let me copy 1 second. So I will take it from here. It's SF Winter 2020 at salesforce.com. Okay. Okay, password is NOV at 2020. Login. Verification code sent to my email ID. The screen is small because I'm using the virtual machine. So please bear with me. Is it visible, right?
Yes.
So I got an email 168816884. Verify it and allow access. That's it. Now login successful. Now click on the next. See here you can see all the object basically, including standard object and custom objects. Even if you select show all, it will give all the objects, Salesforce object, system object, everything. You'll see how many objects. It will go lot many. Okay. Now here we are going to export customer, right? Now.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
let's
Customer.
export the customers.
Yes.
See customer.
Campaign.
Yeah, still I am seeing like, because I selected this, because of that we are getting lot. So I'm unticking that. Now we'll get it too quickly. Okay, so I'm exporting it. Browse. I will put on the desktop SF log customer export .csv. Save. Next, select all fields. I'm exporting all the fields. You can put a filter condition also. If there are any filter conditions, you can put it. Okay, so you can add additional filter conditions. So these are the fields. I'm exporting all the fields. And if you want to put a filter conditions like only created at so and so or something, like you can put a filter conditions, but I need all the records. Export. Done. How many success?
15 successful.
Yeah, 0 error. Now if I go the SF log folder, there is a customer export. We exported now. So like that, you can export the data from Salesforce. Okay, now you'll see once if you exported, you will have ID, and you will see the owner field turned into ID. So this is ID of mine. Maybe this is ID of Bhaskar. This is ID of Srini, or this is ID for Kishore, or this is ID for Dana. Like you can see it like, but in the back end, it was referenced based on the ID. And this is the record employee name, whatever we created. And you will see record type ID. At the moment, we have only 2 records because we created just now. The record type introduced just now. Previous, for old records, there is no record type. And in the record type also, it's referenced as a ID. But in front end, we created unemployed, employed, right?
Yeah.
But here, like in the back end, it's referenced as ID. And then created date. These are all the additional fields, system fields. Basically, you will get all the fields. Okay. So now what I will do, I'm closing this. Oh my goodness. Cancel. I cannot cancel it, I think. I can cancel it. Good. I closed like the virtual machine itself. So sorry. The file.
Is it possible to display that record type value also as employed and unemployed?
What you need to do, you have to create a formula field in the object.
Okay.
So, or you can export from the record type object. So export, you can export from the record type. There is an object called record type. So I will click export, system, record type. browse RECORT record type.csv.
Mhm.
Next, select all fields, finish. There are 4 record type. Okay, and also I'm going to export the user so that we can identify which user, which ID, right?
Yeah.
So export the user. Now you have to use the VLOOKUP on here.
Mhm.
So basically, so I will go back to the CSV file.
Mhm.
I'll open the record type. So this is the ID, this is the name, right? So
Yeah.
copy and
Yeah.
pasted over another sheet, which is this is for record type. Okay, same way, if I go back to the folder, open the user. You will have user ID and you can take the username also.
Mhm.
Or what are the fields you need, like just copy, keep it, put it somewhere here, and go here, and I am closing the sheet. Now what you can do, you can put a simple VLOOKUP over here. So let's say like if I want to know the name of the owner. So equal to VLOOKUP,
B2.
yeah, B2 comma in the sheet. I think like I'm not able to use the symbol. Let's see, yeah, it's going, I think, yeah. Now if you scroll down, yeah, it's going, sorry. Okay, so basically from in this table, comma, I want to populate 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth column. So fifth column, comma, exact matching. So fifth,
False.
I'm clicking on it. Yes, enter. See here. Now just change this one into dollar, which is
What is
dollar F5.
What is-
Where is the dollar sign? Yeah, this is the dollar sign.
You can just select it and press F5. Dollar will come automatically.
Yeah, but in my keyboard there is no F5, so that's why like I'm typing it. It's a different keyboard, right? So yeah,
Mhm.
and then just double click, it will populate. Now you know this ID related to this user, this ID related to this user. Yeah, you can see it. So same way for record type also, if you want to know, so you have to put this similar model.
So if I have to get both owner ID and owner name in the same report, I have to do Apex code, is it?
No, you can put it like a owner ID and owner name. You can create a formula field, right? So what you can do,
Mhm.
go to Salesforce,